She's the queen of the music world, but behind the crown, there's chaos. The truth about Jay-Z's Becky with the good hair is finally out, and it's way worse than anyone imagined. It wasn't just one woman, it was many. And now, Beyoncé's silence, it's starting to crack. Behind the glitz, the Grammys, and the flawless performances, there's a woman who's cried herself to sleep. Because this story isn't just about infidelity, it's about a woman who gave everything, only to find out she may have never been the first choice. The most jaw-dropping part? Some of the women involved are celebrities the public knows and loves, and now that these secrets are crawling into the light, those women are terrified. They know the Bayhive doesn't play. So who are these women? And why did Beyoncé stay so long when betrayal was all around her? Let's break it down. If you've been alive over the past decade, you've heard whispers of Jay-Z's cheating. But whisper no more. It's not speculation. Both Jay-Z and Beyoncé have confirmed it through their art. Beyoncé poured her heart into Lemonade, calling out betrayal in raw, vivid detail. In the track, Sorry, she called out, Becky with the good hair. It was the first crack in the perfect image. Then Jay-Z dropped 444 and Family Feud, where he confessed to destroying his marriage, rapping, "Yeah, I'll F up a good thing if you let me. Let me alone, Becky. A man that don't take care of his family can't be rich." At least he owned up to it, but the damage? It was done. For years, fans believed the Becky in question was Rachel Roy. That theory exploded after the infamous elevator fight in 2014 between Jay-Z and Solange. Rachel was accused of flirting with Jay at the Met Gala after-party, and chaos followed. But now, thanks to a new blind item that surfaced, we know Rachel wasn't the only one. Not even close. This blind item dropped a bombshell. The hardest pill for superstar Beyoncé to swallow has always been the fact that she knows deep down that she was never his first choice. That one line alone is devastating. To give your heart to someone while secretly believing you were second best? That's not just pain, it's soul-crushing. Let's start with the name that's been haunting this story from the beginning, Aaliyah. Before Beyoncé, before the fame of the Carters, Jay-Z was reportedly obsessed with Aaliyah. He pursued her hard, and if it weren't for her tragic death, insiders claim she would have been the one next to Jay-Z at every award show, not Beyoncé. That alone is enough to shatter someone's spirit. Beyoncé reportedly knows this. She's lived her life with that shadow constantly behind her.
Into each other. It's a long story.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah, obviously.
Everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro.
Right.
She was like, she'll go to dinner with her, but she wasn't going to just be smashing. So that was like the big...
Eventually, Aaliyah started paying more attention to Dame, and Jay-Z was not happy about it.
4th of July, so for some reason, this day...
Wait a minute, you, Jay, and Aaliyah ended up in the same house?
Yeah.
We all know Jay-Z hates losing, but things really took a dramatic turn when Aaliyah finally chose Dame. Dame didn't explicitly tell Jay-Z that he sealed the deal, but Jay didn't need a confession since it all happened at a 4th of July party they all attended.
So, this is going to be hard for me. Because his friends were laughing at him.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I might have a fucked up question since we're talking about Aaliyah, and ignore me if it's too much, but do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded or he...
Dame also revealed that he knew Jay-Z was going to make things difficult for him because he was furious about losing Aaliyah.
Jay-Z gave her the herpes that she gave to Chris Brown. And that first night, when he had that outbreak and he busted in his house and said, "Where the f is this dirty?" I can't fault him for that. He had this is beautiful, tall, wonderful. Chris Brown, she didn't ruin him. She ruined him at 19 years old. He's got the Jay-Z herp. Yana ain't innocent. Cause she was in there giving that nigga in the coat closet when Chris Brown came in. He said, "Bitch, always fucking something."
But Jay-Z couldn't get over this betrayal because he felt Dame had stabbed him in the back. This eventually led to the complete breakdown of their friendship and business partnership. Jay-Z sold Rockefeller Records out from under Dame as an act of petty revenge for Dame getting the girl of his dreams. Can you believe that level of pettiness? To be fair, his obsession with Aaliyah was before he got with Beyoncé, but Aaliyah was the one who got away. And according to the blind item, Beyoncé allegedly knows this and has lived her life aware that she's number 2 to her husband. Jay-Z would have supposedly continued pursuing Aaliyah if she were still alive. That is just wild and heartbreaking for Beyoncé. Now, moving on to Kellis. This particular tea is so low-key that many people don't even know what happened. There were many rumors back in the day that Kellis and Jay-Z used to have a thing. Of course, this was before she got with Nas, but they reportedly kept things very hush-hush. According to the blind item, it appears Jay-Z kept Kellis on the side after he got with Beyoncé. That would explain why Kellis flipped out so hard on Beyoncé when Bey sampled her song Milkshake on the Renaissance album. The drama. And don't even get me started on the Rihanna rumors, because whispers of that affair were everywhere back in the day. In the late 2000s and early 2010s, there was no shortage of gossip suggesting something was happening between them. Rihanna consistently shut down the speculation, insisting their connection was strictly professional and purely about music. Her publicist at the time even took responsibility for spreading fake news, claiming he did it to help boost Rihanna's career. He said, "The PR stunt that I did was out of desperation to help break Pond to Replay. It was reckless, and I didn't think it was going to work. I was just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what stuck. I didn't know it would be this big story, but now knowing that people are profiting from speculations and opinions about her really turns my stomach. I'm ashamed that I'm even talking about this. I just want to put this rumor to rest once and for all." But according to Jaguar Wright, not only did the affair actually happen, but she also claimed that Jay-Z allegedly pimped Rihanna out.
Y'all should go back and talk to all of the niggas that she slept with in Philly when she was in Philly. She burned every last one of them. She sent more to the clinic than now.
But apparently Rihanna wasn't the only artist signed to Jay-Z that he put moves on. He also allegedly dated Foxy Brown too. This was before Beyoncé, but Foxy was only about 14 or 15 years old at the time, while Jay-Z was in his 20s. That makes this story even creepier than the rest. Back in the day, Foxy Brown met Jay-Z right as she was breaking into the industry. They collaborated on tracks that became hits, and from the outside, it seemed like they had a solid friendship, or at least that's how it appeared. But looking back, there were definitely some red flags in their dynamic, even back in the 90s. Let's remember that conversations about inappropriate relationships weren't as common then as they are now. The lyrics in songs they worked on together were way too mature for someone Foxy's age. Jay-Z was writing verses for her that had no business coming from a teenager. Looking back, their relationship doesn't seem as innocent as it may have appeared. What was once seen as mentorship now feels like it could have been something much more questionable. So how did Foxy and Jay-Z go from being a dynamic duo in the studio to him allegedly throwing roadblocks in her career? Well, the streets say their relationship wasn't just about making hits. It allegedly went way beyond music. It wasn't just late-night studio sessions. They supposedly had a little something going on behind the scenes. Word was that Jay-Z was Foxy's first. And remember, she was still young while he was pushing 30. It was no secret in the industry that Jay was playing the role of a sugar daddy, splurging on her shopping sprees, covering her glam expenses, and making sure she stayed looking good. And this is where the tea gets scorching hot. Industry insiders even claim Jay-Z allegedly gave Foxy an STD during their entanglement.
It seems like you got a question for Jay. Ask him. Don't ask me his questions, bro. I'm not taking it.
I'm not just, okay.
Y'all could keep asking me questions.
We're moving on.
Y'all keep asking me questions y'all want to ask him, because he ain't here. Ask him. I ain't to do with that, and I don't even know nothing about.
Now, Foxy has always denied these allegations. She once said, "The atrociousness of the story sickened me to my stomach. In all my years in the music industry, these are the most disgusting and disrespectful allegations I've ever experienced. This fictitious story with no audio, visual, or written interview clearly was concocted with malicious intent. Jay has only been wonderful to me and my family, a great friend throughout all the years I've known him, and we had nothing but great success as a team." But even with her denial, the affair was something of an open secret. For example, when Nick Cannon tried to press Dame Dash, Jay-Z's former friend, for answers, Dame dodged the question like a pro child. Between all these allegations and countless affairs, it's a miracle that Beyoncé has managed to stay sane through all this drama. And if the rumors are true and he's still reportedly cheating, well, he better hope not to get stuck in an elevator with Solange again, because we've all seen how much damage she can do. But let's not forget, this isn't just about a few scandals. This is a pattern, a disturbing pattern of secrecy, power, and manipulation that spans decades. From Aaliyah to Kellis, from Rihanna to Foxy and Maya, and those are just the names we know. There are whispers of other women, other affairs, other betrayals that never saw the light of day. Dancers, assistants, Industry insiders, women too scared or silenced to speak publicly. Beyoncé knows. Her inner circle knows. And according to insiders, she's been carrying these secrets for years because her brand, her family, her entire legacy was built on the image of power, perfection, and loyalty. And that's what makes this all so tragic. Because Beyoncé didn't just stay for love, she stayed for survival, for her children, for her mother's advice, for her empire, and she built it brick by brick, knowing that behind the scenes, her husband might have been risking it all for a fling, a fantasy, or a power trip. It's hard to imagine the weight of that, to be called the queen, the icon, the most powerful woman in music, yet feel like you've been second place in your own marriage, to stand on stage in front of thousands, commanding the world's attention, and still go home to a man who couldn't keep his promises. So what now? The world is watching, the Bayhive is listening, and Jay-Z better believe that every secret he thought was buried is clawing its way to the surface. This time, Beyoncé may not choose silence, because when a woman has carried the weight of the world while being betrayed by the one person who vowed to protect her, there comes a day when even the queen says, enough, and says,